Hey guys, it is John C. Morley here, serial entrepreneur. Welcome to IFYL Inspirations for Your Life. Sorry, a little late this evening. Got tied up on another show, so that's why you didn't see me. But I always promise to get these done before I turn in for the evening. It is 12:31 a.m. on Sunday, August 6th, 2023. This is the show for Saturday, in case you guys are wondering. Welcome. Thank you so much for dropping in. I know a few of you are wondering what happened to me. I'm here. Sometimes that happens, but again, I always get them out before I go to bed. That's my promise to you. So thank you so much for popping in. We have an amazing topic that I want to share with you guys tonight, this morning, depending on when you're watching us. Really grateful that you're here. Whether you're here at 12:30 a.m., 12:30 p.m., 6 a.m., 6 p.m., 4 p.m., 4 a.m., potato, whatever it is. I appreciate that you're here and making the choice to make Inspiration for Your Life a part of your day. Now, if your first time here and you're watching us, well, grab your smartphone, launch your camera app, point over the QR code like so. And once you do that, you will get, there'll be a ellipse that'll show up on your screen. Touch that yellow ellipse and you'll get my link tree, just as easy as that. If you're not watching us, but you're listening to us, well, then go to believemeachieve.com for more of my amazing creations. Definitely check out my latest article that just published the other day. Let me know your thoughts. The article is a great one. This one is entitled, so it has a really great title, and I know it's going to hit some people below the belt, but it's a serious message. Smoking took my grandfather's life when I turned 9, and is vaping safe? Definitely going to want to check that out. It's a really important message, so definitely check that out, ladies and gentlemen. I think you guys are going to be really happy with that. All right, so we'll get right into the show. We have a pretty amazing show here tonight. Tell you guys what's going on. The master topic coming in just a second. But thank you so much for being here. Really do appreciate it. The thing I also want to tell you is that my national show launched last Friday. We went out to 18 million people every Friday. We were out on KCAA radio. So really grateful for that. So thank you so much to Sheila Mack, who I'm co-hosting with. And now, ladies and gentlemen, our master topic of the week. And that is understanding the whys of life and how to choose a path. Series 2 means we're in the second year. We are on the 32nd show, episode number 1. So you notice what I got in my hand here, ladies and gentlemen. I've got a basically, and if you're not watching and you're only hearing us, well, this is a an outdoor faucet, Y I call it. And what you do is you take off your garden hose that's connected to the spigot, and you take this in and you screw it on. And then you put your garden hose here. Maybe you have one for your front, one for your back or side or what have you. And so this is a Y. So this whole week we're talking about Ys. So let's talk about what this is. So this is a faucet. And this faucet actually has, yes, it has 4 positions. One position, okay, so basically you can have everything off, which would mean the valves are all the way to either side, not to the center. And that would be position 1. I could turn on the left valve only. That'd be position 2. I could turn only the right valve. That'd be position 3. Or I could leave both valves open, would be position 4. Now, in life, you can't choose to go 2 different ways at the same time. You have to make a choice. With the case of this, the input of the water, when they're both off, the water just stays in here with the pressure. When we release one side, the water comes out and actually opens. You'll see, I don't know if you guys can see it in there, but there's actually a clear, you may or may not be able to see that. I don't know if you guys can see it on here on the camera. I'll try to show you. You can see that there is a side that's open for those of you that are watching the podcast. If I do this, you're going to see that that closes. And so this is a, like I said, I call it a Y valve. Some people call it a V valve. And it allows you to get water into 2 different places at the exact same time. So the number of paths we can take when we have a choice is 1. How many times have you ever been in a forest, or maybe you've been on a journey and you're walking on a hike? I know this happened in Scouts before I became an Eagle Scout. We're walking around, and I'm like, that tree looks like the exact same tree that we saw an hour ago. So we decided to take our knife and make a little mark in the tree. So when we came back around, like, oh yeah, we're at that tree again. So instead of going right again, let's go left. And now we actually got out of the park. So understanding the whys of life is something we need to embrace, whether we're leaders, whether we're business owners, whether we're consumers. It doesn't matter. We need to embrace the whys of life. Okay. And the whys of life will help us to embrace change, will help us to lead onward to the path of success. That's right. Lead onward to the path of success. And I know a lot of you might be saying, hey, John, so what does a faucet got to do? Well, again, so the faucet has an input, right? The faucet has water as its input. And so the water, if these both valves are closed, is going to go nowhere. If we turn one of the valves, the water will come out the one side. If I turn the other valve, the water will come out the other side. Okay. If I turn both valves, then water will come out both sides, and it will lower the pressure slightly when it comes out the other side. So when we think about a why of life, what I want you to understand is that you shouldn't be afraid of a why. A why is there to help us make a decision. But a lot of times people get petrified by a why. Like, oh my gosh, I don't want to make a decision. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. And so if they can just, take a step back and just cool it for a moment, they'll realize something really important. And that's the fact that you have more power than you think. You have more power than you think. And so if we understand that a why is a way of getting one input to two outputs. We also have this in microphones where we have splitters where we can have a signal come in one and go in the other, but that's a little bit different because they're electrical signals. This is more related to what I'm talking about because the path of this can change very easily, right? And so in life, I don't care whether it's business, whether it's personal, or maybe it could be something totally different. If it's not business and it's not personal, what could it be? Could be a dream, right? So if you understand that you have choices in life and you understand the choices are not here to frustrate us, they're here to educate us and help us become a better version of ourselves. That's the truth, ladies and gentlemen. That's the reason we have whys of life. Okay. And you might be saying to me, hey, John, I don't get it. So, do they have faucets that'll be three-way and four-way? Yeah, they have that. But that wouldn't illustrate my point to the fact that we either can go one way or the other way. See, this faucet goes two ways. But in life, we can't make a decision to go two ways. We only can choose one way. Now, throughout the week, we're going to talk about how we make the decisions. But I just want to get through to you guys the importance of whys in life. And whys in life are, I'm going to call them a learning task that we as people need to embrace. We need to learn why, right? No pun intended. So a why has one input, as we said, and has two outputs. And typically, the way a typical why works is you can only have one side open at a time. When we think about a fork in the road, for driving, we can't go left and we can't go right at the exact same time. We have to go one way or the other way. If we don't, then we're going to have to realize later that maybe we made the wrong choice. But we'll talk more about that later on. How many times have you seen a why in life? Has it been maybe in your studies? Has it been in choosing a new job? Has it been in hiring someone? Has it been in what foods you're going to eat? maybe the relationships you keep, maybe the hobbies that you decide to take up, or maybe even where you live. So there are a lot of whys in life. And although they sometimes can scare us, that's not their purpose. Their purpose is to make sure that we are embracing the possibilities and making an educated decision to choose left, choose right, choose A, choose B. A lot of people will say to me, John, I don't get it. But then once they've been in a Y and they've gone around that tree multiple times or they made the wrong turn, I'll never forget. We were on a trip. I think it was in when I went to Boise, Idaho. I was going to Jacksonville, Wyoming, and going to go skiing. And because the weather was so bad, we flew into Boise, Idaho, and then we were supposed to change planes and take another plane into the other airport, but we couldn't do that because the weather was so bad. So they flew us into Boise. We then got on a bus, and I remember in the middle of the night, I think it was maybe around 4 or 5 a.m. actually in the morning, got up and I noticed there was a fork in the road. And the bus driver paused and he quickly went to one side. He didn't check his map, didn't check anything. And then about 2 or 3 hours later, he's like, oh, I think I made the wrong turn at that fork 2 hours ago. So now he had to go backtrack 2 hours ago and then drive. We were only an hour away if he would have taken the right path. So now we had to go back 2 hours. And then we had to go another 2 hours plus the 1 hour that was what we were basically needing to go. So again, whys in life are not here to frighten us. They're not here to trip us up. They are here to get us to observe the situation and allow us to make an educated choice. That means a choice that's going to be the best for your situation. We're going to talk more about in the week later on how we make choices, but whys in life are going to come up a lot of places. Now, I know when you think of a why, you might think of your local place where they have a pool or a gym, but that's not the why I'm talking about. I'm talking about the why. So where else do we have whys? There are whys on the team when the coach has to make a decision. Do I bring this person on the team or do I not recruit them? Right? So I think that's a pretty cool thing. So, ladies and gentlemen, we've got lots to talk about when we think about whys, and we've just started the conversation here. Well, really, this is Saturday night's conversation, but we're in Sunday. I hope you'll like, love, support the channel. Definitely, ladies and gentlemen, comment below. Tag your friends, your colleagues, and your associates. Be sure to share this out with everyone you know on social media. Go to my YouTube channel, John Spacey, space MRLY, space Serial Entrepreneur. Look for that key phrase to help keep our content free. Make the choice, ladies and gentlemen, to buy my team tonight a cup of coffee, a bowl of fruit, or a scrumptious plate of desserts. Either way, we'll be grateful. Those pennies and dollars will invest into new hardware, new technology, new equipment, new software, even new facilities, to give you the most jaw-dropping motivational content to empower you to have an incredible, amazing life. I hope you guys have a great rest of your night or a great rest of your morning, and I'll see you guys later tonight with episode number 2. Be well, everyone.